Many cities have got tall observation towers. They'll sell you tickets to go and see a big expansive view of the surroundings. However, the buildings themselves can be architecturally quite impressive and make for dramatic images. So in this video, I'm going to show you a couple of alternative approaches on capturing photos of tall observation towers. One of the most obvious but successful approaches when you're shooting a tall tower like this is to simply position yourself right underneath it and point the camera, the phone, straight up at it. However, this kind of shot wins or loses depending on how precise you are on your composition. You really want to get it right in the middle of the frame here. You want it to be straight or not straight at all. Now in this instance, I'm positioning it a bit like a needle ending right in the middle of the frame, but it can also work if I turn the camera and have it coming in diagonally from one corner. I quite like the way it ends in the center, although you could of course get it to end in another position, and in fact also use that rule of thirds guide if you fancy some inspiration on where to keep it. Now, I find that this sort of composition works best in a high contrast black and white. So what I'm going to do is render the building itself into a dark silhouette, and ideally you want some nice dramatic clouds behind it. Today it's a little bit overcast. When you post that picture, you can boost the contrast, apply a vignette to darken it in the corners, and end up with something that looks really dramatic. Some of the observation decks also have highly reflective underbellies like this one, which provides a really nice reflection of the surrounding landscape. So wait for it to come down and take a picture of the underside. When you're approaching a landmark, always look out for puddles because they can provide a really nice reflection and an alternative viewpoint. You will need to get close to the ground though. In fact, I've got the phone positioned right on this paving stone to get the maximum reflective effect. But what it's allowed me to do is position the horizon right across the middle of the frame, and I've got the observation tower and the buildings around it perfectly reflected. Also, it's worth hanging around for people to walk past or cyclists to swing by because they'll be reflected in the puddle too. Then when you actually come to post the picture later on, consider flipping it by 180 degrees, and that way you can pass off the reflection as the real sky and the real sky as the reflection. It's quite a fun technique that will make people give a double take.